keep our attention around our nostrils, and it's the same typical um, guidelines that you hear. In fact, you don't need them anymore. Anyways, despite the fact that you come with lots of experience in meditation, whether samatha or vipassana, it's always advisable to remind yourself, remind ourselves um, those simple guidelines, simply because even an experienced meditator could still find it difficult to focus on breath and start disconnecting themselves, yourself, from your surroundings, from the surroundings, from the society that had given us more negative feelings than positive ones. As you know, Buddha's teaching is neither pessimistic nor optimistic, but realistic. Even realism is not practical beyond a certain extent. Simply because you are not supposed to be pessimistic, you are encouraged to be optimistic. But Buddhism, sorry, did I say realism is not good? Realism is the good one. Pessimism is not good at all beyond a certain point. So simply because we are not supposed to be pessimistic, we are encouraged to be optimistic. But again, optimism can be a killer as well. So instead, and Buddha therefore recommends that we remain as realistic as possible. In realism, in being realistic, we both accept our weaknesses and start making the good use of our talents. Whereas when you are too optimistic, you are overly confident, you have too much of self-reliance, you trust yourself too much, and that again leads to that can land you in sadness or denial. Needless to say that pessimism is not good at all. Again, optimism is recommended because so pessimism is not good at all. But again, what we really need to adopt is realism. So meditation really helps us to become realistic. It helps us to, as your eyes closed, as you enter the inner world of yours, and then both negative and positive memories begin to flow into your mind, your conscious mind. And then, so in most cases, there are more negative memories than positive ones. But at that point, we accept both equally. You can run away from your negative memories. They are going to be there forever. But you can push them to the sides. You can make the good use of good memories. And you can continue to make new memories through realism. And as we continue, we will encounter the two kinds of distractions as usual, whether internal or external distractions, Palibodas, internal distractions being anti-focus, memories and thoughts and tendencies of the mind, feelings, sensations, etc. And outer or external distractions are any sound, any noise from your background that could deprive you of your chance to become peaceful this Friday evening. As those distractions occur, we will not define them, analyze them. Instead, we will let them go as they arise. And then at the same time, there can be pains arising in our mind, in our body. And as you know, mental pains are called domanasas, and physical pains are called dukkha's. As those domanasas and dukkha's occur, we will not we will not get afflicted with them. We will not get agitated by them. Instead, let's be happy that we are being given an ample opportunity to practice vipassana. Vipassana, as you know, is the non-subjective approach to our own issues, problems, pains, aches, etc. So instead of calling it my pain, my mental pain, my domanassa, or my dukkha, my physical, my bodily pain, we could simply try to convince ourselves there is a domanassa, there is a mental pain, there is a dukkha, there is a bodily pain. And then if I validate that, I will become that pain. I shouldn't do that. Let the pain be there. And then so that pain is as impermanent as joy. Why should I give my pains more value than my joy? So why should I cry? Why should I be sad that the joy is impermanent? Only joy is impermanent. Pain is impermanent too. And those are the basic insights that we're going to use, that we're going to apply into our meditation sitting today. That being said, here at this point, I stop talking and let's meditate with the extended silence. And please open your eyes. Today's short Dhamma talk is based on the three avaranas. First of all, I would like to a bit explain the formation of these terms. First, the terms. The first term is Kammavarana, K-A-M-M-A-V-A-R-A-N-A, Kammavarana. And the second term is Vipakavarana, that is V-I-P-A-K-A-V-A-R-A-N-A, Vipakavarana. And the third and last term is Kilesavarana. That's K-I-L-E-S-A-V-A-R-A-N-A, Kilesavarana. These three terms each is formed by combining two words. Of each term, the second word that is combined with the first word is avarana, and that is spelled A-V-A-R-A-N-A, avarana. A-V-A-R-A-N-A, avarana. Avarana means obstacle, blockage, something that blocks, something that remains an obstacle. So the most accepted English translation for avarana is obstacle. And then, so again, these three are avarana. There are three kinds of avaranas, so obstacles. And again, the first one is kammavarana. Again, K-A-M-M-A-V-A-R-A-N-A, kammavarana. So as I said, these three terms each is formed by combining two words, of which the second word is avarana. Now let's look at the first. Let's first look at the first term, kammavarana. So kammavarana is formed by combining kamma, K-A-M-M-A, kamma, and avarana. Kamma plus avarana becomes kammavarana. So kammavarana translates as obstacle consisting of karma that is yet to result. Kammavarana is obstacle consisting of karma that is yet to result. I mean, in the future. First, let's go through the translations, then we will explain one by one. And the second term, vipakavarana. So the term vipakavarana is formed by combining vipaka and avarana. Vipaka, V-I-P-A-K-A, vipaka, and avarana. Vipaka plus avarana. So vipakavarana so means obstacles consisting of retribution that is now in action. Obstacle in singular, obstacles in plural, either way, either is correct. Obstacles consisting of retribution that is now in action. Now that's the second one, vipakavarana. And let's look at the third one, kilesavarana. Just like the first two, it's also formed by combining two words, kilesa and avarana. Kilesa plus avarana. Kilesa, K-I-L-E-S-A, kilesa, and avarana. Kilesa plus avarana becomes kilesavarana. So kilesavarana means obstacles consisting of afflictions or defilements that are now in action. Obstacles consisting of afflictions or defilements that are now in action. Now, let me say before I continue that the first avarana, which is kammavarana, is yet to come, while the other two, vipakavarana and kilesavarana, are already in action. Now, what are these three avaranas? These three obstacles or avaranas are about our failure to, or someone's failure to recover from certain illnesses and receive blessings for illnesses or for blessings in general. So, and then once again, these avaranas or obstacles are about our failure to receive blessings for our life in general, or specifically for certain illnesses that we encounter. So, and then now let's explain one by one. What is the first one? First one is kamma varana. That is the obstacle or obstacles consisting of karma yet to result in the future. Now, so you know that when Devadatta committed not simply one, two of the 5 grave sins, and then so the list of 5 grave sins or pancha anantariya karmas come under this list, kammavarana. Now, Devadatta, Buddha's cousin brother, who committed 2 of the 5 grave sins or anantariya karmas, and you have learned this. I think before I continue with the story, let me tell what those 5 anantariya karmas are. Karma, again here, karma. So anantariya means antariya, ANTARIYA. Antariya means interim or gap or in between. Na anantariya is formed by combining prefix na and antariya. So na means not, prefix na means not. Antariya, ANTARIYA. Antariya means gap, in between, space. So na antariya means then no gap, nothing in between. Meaning you come across a list of 5 grave karmas that you have to face immediately upon death from this life, because these karmas start returning to you, returning to the very doers of those karmas immediately upon death, thereby leaving no space, no gap between this lifetime and the next one. They are called anantariyas, na antariya karmas. Anantariya karmas means literally no gap karmas. And you have learned this, heard about these 5 grave karmas before. First one is matricide or murder of mother. Second one is patricide, murder of father. Third one, so murder of an arahat, and ARHAT, arahat is an English word nowadays, meaning an enlightened person. Murder of an arahat. Arahat is an English word. So actually it comes from Sanskrit. So it entered ARHAT, arahat. It entered the English dictionary in 1809, meaning, according to the dictionary, arahat is a Buddhist who has reached the stage of enlightenment. Well, that's the dictionary entry. So anyway, arahat is an enlightened person, fully enlightened person. So the murder of third grave sin, and the third no gaps karma, anantariya karma, no gap karma, is murder of an arahat. And the fourth no gap karma is shaking the blood of the Buddha. And then shaking the blood of the Buddha. You can injure, according to the Buddha Vamsa, according to the chronicles of Buddha, no one is Buddha's parami energy is so much that nobody is able to break the Buddha's skin. But still, you can cause bleeding underneath the skin. So thereby creating an infection, inflammation underneath the skin. So, but and then that's how it is explained in the biography of Buddha. So that's the fourth one, and the fifth no gap karma, the fifth, the grave karma, is creating division among bhikkhus, among the sangha. The last one can only be committed by a fully ordained monk. So it is specific to monastics. Now, once again, the first one is matricide, murder of biological mother, actually, here. And then second one, patricide, murder of biological father. Third one, murder of an arahat. Fourth one, shaking the blood of the Buddha. And the fifth one, creating division among the sangha. Now, these are the five most dangerous sins. And they are called anantariya, means no antariya, no gap karmas. And they result, they return immediately upon death. And when you refer to the story of Devadatta, so the Buddha could not save him. So according to the story, so even the nature was shaken by the grave karma he did. He committed two grave karmas, two anantariya karmas. He shook the blood of the Buddha, and as he tried to kill him. And then the second one, and he created division among the sangha. Why creating division among the sangha is so grave? So grave a sin. It's so grave a sin that it takes a bodhisattva many years, kalpas, to complete his paramitas. And even though a bodhisattva has to run through millions of billions of lifetimes completing the requirements of paramitas, upon enlightenment, all enlightened Buddha doesn't remain in the world that long. Current Buddha Gautama, only his lifespan was only 80 years. And the first duty of any all enlightened Buddha or Samma Sambuddha is to create a sangha. So that's the first duty of any Buddha. Why? It is the sangha or the monks or bhikkhus, and later on bhikkhunis as well. It is the sangha. Sangha has two meanings. The Indian Hindu meaning, sangha means community. The specific Buddhist meaning is community of monks and nuns. It has two meanings. The first meaning is community. Second meaning is specific, which is specific to Buddhism. That's bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, bhikkhu sangha, bhikkhuni sangha. So when division is created among the sangha, and it is detrimental to the existence of the Dharma in the world, that was rediscovered by a Samma Sambuddha with lots of hardships, with lots of difficulties. So in fact, what you put in trouble, what you put in jeopardy, by causing division among the sangha, by making a division among the sangha, by causing disharmony among the sangha, so you create an obstacle to the prevalence of Dharma in the world. So that is why it is considered one of the five grave karmas. Now, these five So these 5, if you commit one of them, and then you don't see the retribution immediately, and then so that these karmas are silent. They remain silent in order to attack you all of a sudden. I mean, upon death. So upon death, at which you come across what is called chuti chitta. You know that, right? You learned that, heard about that a lot. C-U-T-I, chuti, and C-I-T-T-A, chitta, chuti chitta, a lot, or the last thought moment. During the last thought moment of someone who has committed one of these 5 gravest karmas, there's no room for any other karma to come to the surface level of the consciousness in order to trigger their next birth. So definitely, it is this anantariya karma, one of these gravest karmas, that would trigger your next birth upon death. So because you definitely face these karmas don't start resulting, these karmas don't start returning to the very person who committed one of them right away. Instead, they keep waiting. There's a silent period. There's a period of absolute silence, and they start returning right from the chuti chitta, the last thought moment. So kammavarana means someone. Kammavarana is the obstacle consisting of one of these 5 gravest karmas. And then unlike the next 2, these karmas don't start resulting or don't start returning to the very person who committed them right away. Instead, these karmas keep waiting until the last thought moment. And even the Buddha, even the Sambuddha, all enlightened Buddha, wouldn't be able to save you. And that is an obstacle. But this is very rare though. This kammavarana, or the obstacle consisting of one of the 5 grave karmas, is very rare, very rarely committed. And you see in the Buddhist history, Devadatta is an ample example because he committed not just 1, but 2 of them. And that is the first one, kammavarana. Kamma plus avarana. And second one is obstacles, vipaka-avarana. Vipaka, V-I-P-A-K-A, vipaka means retribution or consequence, bad outcome, vipaka. Vipaka is retribution. Vipaka also means good and bad results, but vipaka has a more, the connotation, vipaka has a connotation that is more negative than positive. Vipaka. Vipaka means the result, or lipaka literally means outcome or result. So the end result. But here vipaka means retribution. Retribution here is necessarily karmic retribution. Now, under vipaka-avarana, unlike the first one, this is vipaka-avarana, or the obstacle consisting of retribution, is currently in action. Now, and this is a result. Vipaka-avarana is the result of past karmas that you committed in the past, in this very life, or in one of your previous lifetimes. And then what happens as a result of the vipaka-avarana? This vipaka-avarana is specifically about certain illnesses that we have to encounter. And those illnesses are called kamma vipakaja abadha. It's a long term. Let me spell slowly. Kamma vipakaja abadha. K-A-M-M-A-V-I-P-A-K-A-J-A Ja. Kamma vipaka ja. Next word is abadha. A B A D H A. Abadha. Later I will text you these technical terms after this talk, so that you can remember them. But why I am spelling these terms slowly? But because this is going to be uploaded to YouTube, and then, so the people who listen to this brief Dhamma talk should be able to learn these terms, Pali terms as well. So that's the purpose. So Kamma Vipakaja, and Kamma Vipakaja is formed by combining two words. Kamma, sorry, three words. Two words plus one suffix. Kamma plus vipaka plus ja. Kamma, K-A-M-M-A, kamma means karma. And the second word, vipaka, V-I-P-A-K-A, vipaka is retribution. And ja, J-A, ja means born of. Suffix ja means born of, born from. So, abada, next word, A-B-A-D-H-A, abada means illness, sickness. So, kamma plus vipaka plus ja. Kamma vipaka ja, but here you conjugate this term in the plural here, in the plural. So, kamma vipaka ja, kamma vipaka ja, abada. Illnesses caused by retribution, karmic karma. So that's why, because there are elsewhere, like in the Girimananda Sutra, you come across a list of abadas, list of illnesses created by, due to different reasons. And one of them is Kama Vipaka Abada. And it's no time for us to, we don't have time to explain those. I think one of the recent Zoom meetings in Sinhalese, we did talk about these different kinds of abadas or illnesses. Probably we will have a discussion on the Girimananda Sutta in English in the future. So, Kamma Vipakaja Abada. That is called karma caused illnesses, or illnesses caused by karma. And then there are certain, so this type of illness, it would be very difficult for someone suffering from a Kamma Vipakaja Abada, or an illness caused by their past karmic retribution, to have a cure for their illness. So that, because it's a Kamma Vipakaja, it's a result of their own karma. So that it's not a minor illness. And there are certain illnesses that are created by, that are caused by karma, that are a result of past karma. That's called vipaka. And then, so that when you have a Kamma Vipakaja Abada, it would be very difficult for you to have a remedy, whether medical or spiritual. Spiritual remedy is blessing, and medical remedy is medicine, prescription, surgery, and all that. So I have come across, but it's very difficult to decide based on the nature of a certain illness. It would be very difficult for me, at least, to determine if a certain illness is karmic or not. But you can still assume that certain illnesses are karmic, based on the fact that no matter how many times you have tried to treat that illness, despite the fact there is medicine available, and you are not able to get rid of that illness. And so that thereby you can assume that it could be a karmic illness. So vipaka varana is obstacle with regard to karmic illnesses. Now, I know lots of people who go through that, who suffer from karmic illnesses. So that there's a popular misconception about cancer being a karmic illness. Not necessarily the case, because while a certain cancer could be karmic, another cancer could be non-karmic, and then so it could be a result of visama pariharaja abada. That means improper habits, kamma vipaka. That's called visama parihara. Visama means improper, imbalance. Pariharaja, consume. Improper consumption, certain illnesses due to improper, unhealthy consumption. So, according to medical experts, cancer was rarely heard of, like in early 80s. And I also remember that when I was a child, I hardly heard about someone or my relative or anyone suffering from cancer. But nowadays, you always hear people, your friends, getting and suffering from breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and men suffering from prostate cancer, and skin cancer, throat cancer, different kinds of cancers. And all of a sudden, there's a dramatic, incredible increase in the population of cancer patients. And then so it is definitely a result of visama pariharaja abada, an illness caused by the improper or the unhealthy consumption. So, but anyway, I'm not in a position to determine, and some people always ask me, some patients ask me whether their sickness, their illness, their cancer is karmic. As only Buddha knows. If Buddha were here, and he would have told you. I have no, but so that it could be karmic, or it could be non-karmic, and a result of unhealthy, improper consumption. So that the society that we live is highly consumeristic, and in the name of food, what we mostly consume is poison. So that's the second one. And third one is the kilesa varana, obstacle consisting of afflictions or defilements. Now, this one is the easiest to deal with. First one, no chance at all. Second one, there's no permanent cure either with medicine, through medicine, or through blessing. And when it comes to the third one, and this is the easiest to deal with, but still, you wouldn't be able to receive blessings. Even the Buddha wouldn't be able to bless you if your life, if in case this obstacle is there in your life. That's the kilesa varana. Again, kilesa, K-I-L-E-S-A, kilesa, is defilements. And that's just like the second one. This is also in action now. Now, defilements. And then, so this is also about illnesses. But this is not about those kamma vipakaja abada, or those karmic illnesses. This is about mental illness. When your mind is so defiled to an unrealistic extent, but always there should be a justifiable reason behind your mental illness. So this is more about mental illness rather than physical illness. So this is about this obstacle consists of afflictions or defilements, kilesas, meaning that fill your mind. Your mind is filled with kilesas or defilements, negativities, sinful feelings. And as a result, so you get a mental illness, mental disorder. And then that's a whole long list of reasons behind these mental illnesses. And then one of them is jealousy, and ill will, and unreal, extreme desire or craving. And those are some of the reasons behind these mental illnesses. And then you come up with a statement in the Pali canon that sabbe putujana ummataka. Sabbe, S-A-B-B-E, sabbe, putujana, P-U-T-H-U-J-J-A-N-A, putujana, ummataka. You, M-M-A-T-T-A-K-A, ummataka. Sabbe putujana ummataka. All putujanas are all average unenlightened people have some kind of mental problems. That's what it means. Ummataka. Ummataka literally means lunatic. Lunatic. But at this time, in the eyes of enlightened ones, putujanas, so average people, suffer from certain kind of mental problems. But they are not to be taken in terms of modern psychology. This is in the eyes of enlightened ones. In the eyes of the enlightened people, so unenlightened people have some kind of mental problems. Actually, mental issues at this point, not really psychiatric disorders, mental disorders in terms of modern psychology, modern psychiatry. This is about how we get our emotions imbalance, how our mind goes through emotional imbalance, so that because of extreme craving, tanha, trishna, jealousy, anger, etc. Now, when your mind is filled with these defilements, kilesas, it's very difficult for you to have a cure. Even the Buddha wouldn't be able to bless you. He could still bless you, but in vain. At this point, this is the easiest to deal with, kilesavaranas. First two, when it comes to first two, it is extremely difficult in the true sense of the word to have a remedy, either a medical remedy or a remedy, blessing as a remedy, or spiritual remedy, medical remedy or spiritual remedy. For this third one, so it is more like inner blessing or meditation. Meditation is more important than external blessings when it comes to this kilesavara, the third type of obstacle. That being said, that's all I have to say. Questions welcome, in case you have any questions. Looks like no questions. Thank you very much for attending this Friday evening session. See you next Friday as well. Have a beautiful evening. And today is Friday. Rest well and wake up fresh. Fresh tomorrow morning. Thank you. Have a good have a beautiful night.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Diana, for running the page. I think I also added some members. I think people keep coming, right? Okay.
Okay. Yes.
That'll grow.
I added some too.
Yeah, I noticed that. Based on the names, I know I knew who added whom. I knew it. Okay, thank you, and it's growing fast.
Yes, Santi, do you want to be an admin also?
No. You are the best person.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. And Buddha Saranai, Buddha bless.
Teraman
You
Saranai,
all.
Then
Doshira
Sarma.
Saranai.
Subaratriak.
Subharatriya.